Hello everybody. As you can see, I'm being a good bear wearing a mask. The videos that you see where I'm not wearing a mask, by the way, are only ones where I'm so remote that there's nobody else around. When I see somebody, I do put on a mask. So anyways, this video is all about how not to make deadly mistakes. So I'm going to talk about how to tell edible plants that have been used for eating or medicine from plants that can harm you. And my first one is fennel. This is dried up fennel. Get really close to here. Now, dried up fennel looks a lot like dried up poison hemlock. You don't want to eat poison hemlock. Trust me, if Socrates was around today, he would tell you the same thing. But that's how he died, was by drinking a tea of hemlock. You don't want to consume any part of poison hemlock. And they look just like fennel when they're dry. So unless you have a key with you and got into all the details, it's pretty hard to tell them apart. But the fennel and hemlock have these seeds. I can try to get here. All right. I don't know if you can see those, but these are seeds. Anyways, here, seeds right there. All right. So all parts of fennel are edible, and I'm going to eat a few seeds. But before I do that, I'm going to crush them a bit and smell them, and they smell just like licorice. In fact, a lot of people think that they're actually looking at licorice or tasting or smelling licorice when they see fennel in the wild here. There is a native species of licorice, but it's not all that common. And if you see a plant with these umbels of flowers that then are the seeds, that's not licorice. Licorice is in the pea family, doesn't have those umbels. This is fennel. Fennel is in the parsley family. A lot of edible and medicinal plants are in the parsley family. So are a lot of poisonous plants like poison hemlock. So fennel, if I crush the seeds or any other part of the plant, it's going to smell kind of like licorice. Hemlock does not smell like licorice. It doesn't smell all that good, actually. It either has almost no odor or is going to smell like something died, which could be you if you eat too much of it. So don't eat hemlock again. So when fennel is flowering, it has yellow flowers. And when hemlock is flowering, it has white flowers. That's one really easy way to tell it apart. But then when the plant goes to seed, it's very hard to tell apart. This is one way to do it. It's just, fennel should smell like licorice. Now, if you're not 100% sure, don't even go there. Don't make any mistakes. It's not worth it. This is just one way to tell the two apart. Again, when it's flowering, the fennel should have yellow flowers. Hemlock has white flowers. Hemlock often, but not always, has red blotches on the stems. Fennel has kind of greenish stems. Again, don't completely rely on that. This is just stuff I'm mentioning. They often grow in the same habitat. They like to grow often in pretty rich soil. They often grow in temperate areas and low elevations, often near the ocean. Again, not always, this is often. They're both native to the Mediterranean region. Once they've got established here, because we have a similar climate, they've both become kind of invasive in some areas. We have what's called a Mediterranean climate. We have a very similar climate to the Mediterranean region in Europe, Middle East, and North Africa. So a lot of plants that grow there end up doing really well here, sometimes too well. So fennel is a plant that you don't have to worry about negative environmental impacts if you're foraging it, because it is invasive in some areas. So fennel is actually a plant that has many, many, many traditional uses. It's used a lot for digestive issues, gas, bloating, those unfortunate flatulent moments. Fennel can be great. That's why in some cultures they will eat fennel seeds after a meal, like you might have noticed in some Indian restaurants they have that. Fennel also has some expectorant and diuretic properties. Not the first herb I'd think of for either, but can be used for those. I tend to use the seeds for medicinal uses. You can use other parts of the plant too. The fennel is also edible. You can eat the seeds, the leaves, the root even. It's great. Hemlock, on the other hand, if you ingest too much hemlock, it can be fatal, and it paralyzes you, and can paralyze you kind of slowly over the course of an hour or so. And if you don't eat a whole lot of it, it's more of a mild paralysis. If you eat a lot, it can kill you. So again, do not eat poison hemlock. I can't emphasize that enough. The Latin name is Fennel, and the plant pictured here, Foeniculum vulgare. Latin name for hemlock is Conium maculatum. Oh, I just saw something. I'm going to show you. This is the fennel flowers right there. So you can kind of see what the flowers look like. And that's it for this video. And please be safe. Don't ever eat a plant unless you're completely sure what it is. And enjoy the beautiful nature around us. Bye for now.